Have you ever tasted something so good that you didn't want to share? Well, this is it. This is my crispy, chewy teriyaki shiitake mushrooms. It's so good. You find your dried mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, anywhere. And this is my first time using them. I've seen them lots of times, but I've never used them. So they are just that. They're dry, they're thin, but as soon as you add water to them for a certain amount of time, they rehydrate. So this is what they look like in their dried form. You want to boil your water, and then you can turn it off. And then you want to add all of your mushrooms to the boiled water, and then submerge it. Make sure all of your mushrooms are submerged underwater for about 40 minutes. That's how long it's going to take for the mushrooms to absorb the moisture and rehydrate themselves. So, I use for this recipe 2 packages of dried shiitake mushrooms. I used a metal colander, which is, pretty weighty to hold down those mushrooms under the water, and then I let it sit. After about 45 minutes or so, I came and then I started making my batter that I wanted to coat my mushrooms with. You can use any one that you prefer. This time I chose to use my garlic lovers from Flavor God, and then I used some Himalayan salt, some cracked fresh black pepper. I also used some panko, gluten-free panko, which really you can leave out because it doesn't really stick that well. And then I used almond flour. But just for a little extra added crunch, I added the panko. And then you mix all that together, and then you set that aside. So after about 45 minutes, this is what your mushrooms are going to look like. Now, they're not going to get fat and plump like they were in their original form, but if you feel them to the touch, they definitely feel, like they're not dry and rehydrated. So after that, you want to drain the water out, then press as much excess liquid out of the mushrooms as you can without completely, pulverizing them or flatten them completely. After you've removed as much excess as you can, you also might want to leave just a little bit on so that the seasoning can adhere to it, because I did not dip it in anything else. So as you can see, they still have some shape to them, but they have been removed of excess liquid. Then you want to cut to size. So basically what I did was I just trimmed them to strips and then added them to my seasoning and gave it a good shake to coat them. And I did that for all of my mushrooms. You all know I'm a big fan of my air fryer, but this particular time I wanted to do it on the stove. So make sure I used avocado oil. It's good and hot, and then it only takes for both sides, about 7 minutes, start to finish, to fry these mushrooms up. I found this new teriyaki sauce at Sprouts, so I thought I'd give it a try. It was really, really tasty. And this is your finished product, pre-sauce. Slightly crunchy on the outside and chewy on the inside. Who knew? Then I added it back to my pan, removed any of the excess panko that may have burned, and then added my teriyaki sauce in. It absorbed some of the liquid, so I added a little bit of water and then more sauce. This was so good, I was upset that I didn't eat it all myself. I shared with my husband, and he said that he could eat this every day. That's how good this is. I hope you guys give this a try. Thank you so much for joining me today on another episode of Likes with Leeks. Catch you again in another video.